Howdy. Today on Scandy Daily, I'm going to be doing a fun little engineering project. So this is my old Schwinn track bike that is a fixie flip-flop, so fixed gear this side, regular the other side, and I'm working on making it into an e-bike. And I just ordered a hub and a controller, batteries, the whole nine. So I want to show you the process I went through this weekend to make sure that I could spec everything and get something that would work and fit on my bike. So we're going to use Scandy Pro, and we're going to take a little scan of my bike. And you will notice I'm going to keep looking off to the right some because I got this nice little remote recording setup going. So that's I'm not even going to have to cheat and look at the screen or do a mirroring. I've got Air Server running on my MacBook, which is what's recording both the video from the iPad and the screen mirroring from the phone. So we will focus this up on the bike. Looks good. I've already done some tests. We're going to do this at 1.5mm resolution. Seems to be working pretty well. Gets the detail I need. Gives me enough working range to see what I'm working on. So I'm going to start from the back and work my way forward. You notice I've got this ice chest here as a kickstand to hold my bike up because I don't have a kickstand. Gross. And then it's also a dummy object that we like to use in scanning. So it is in the scan, and it's something I can scan against, and then I can also easily crop out later. So that's just, if you want to know more about dummy objects for scans, we've got an entire tips and tricks, Scandy Pro tutorial stuff you can follow. Go check that out. I'll go ahead and do the shout out to like and subscribe right now. So if you subscribe to our Scandy YouTube video series, you will know that there is an entire tips and tricks series that we do showing you how to get the best scans with Scandy Pro. So one that we should definitely mention is using Air Server so you can watch the scan on your laptop, because this is super handy. And just a note on ergonomics, I've got my index finger on the volume rocker so I can use that to start and stop scanning. So notice the ice chest just came back into frame. That is very helpful. That is my dummy object that is being tracked against right now very helpfully. Because if I was just scanning this bike tube, that top rail of the bike, this would not be going well. But the ice chest is there, and it's a big feature for me to scan against, so it's working just fine. So another important tip slash trick, whenever you're making complex turns like the one I'm about to execute, it's best to do it robotically. So you notice that I'm just rotating right now, trying to avoid all of the translations. The way that the scanning algorithm works, it helps if you do translations and rotations separately. And if you don't know what I mean by translation and rotation, do some Googling, but translate is a linear movement and a rotation is an angular movement. So that's what that means. All right, so this is the tricky part of this scan, is trying to get this all in one go. The scans I did over the weekend, I did a piecemeal approach. I just scanned the front of the bike and the back of the bike. But for you, for our adoring YouTube audience, I'm going to try very hard to get a complete horn to tail scan. And hopefully, oh, well, this is going to be tricky. There's not a lot for me to scan against on this front fork. And I didn't give myself a dummy object to scan against, so I'm kind of stuck right here. I'm just going to call it. That's it. That's the scan. I think my iPad turned off, which, yes, it did. Cool. You didn't miss anything. The screen share was still running. All right, so that's pretty good. I mean, No, it's not 100% of the bike, but 5 minutes on my phone, I'm pretty happy with that. So now comes the fun part of doing the cleanup. So take a seat, and first thing I'll just do is auto clean, see how that works. Cool, that removes some junk. I'm going to move this up to here so that whenever I'm using my crop tool, all of the interface is out of the way. So I am going to miss some of my wheel on this because I'm cropping aggressively. We'll share that with the developer. Well, that's why you save your progress along the way. Auto clean, overwrite. If this crashes a second time, I'm going to decimate it and then crop it. Okay, cool. So overwrite it again, auto clean it again. Sweet. So, whoa, that's awesome. It's a really good scan. All right, so now for the fun part of removing my dummy object. This will be a little more complicated than normal just because the handlebars are coming into the frame a little bit, but we'll give it a whirl. All right, so there's a disconnect between the two different zooms, unfortunately. All right, so that's really as much as I want to crop out myself because I'm having trouble. Maybe if I angle it, I don't know, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to get any more of that ice chest without getting any of the meat. Oh, would you look at that? Just gotta try new orientations. All right, so we'll overwrite this. Try and auto clean it. No, that's pretty stuck on there. Sweet. So that looks good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and decimate this just all the way. I don't need 27 megabytes of data on this file. .4. I like that a lot more. I think my CAD software is going to like it a lot more too. All right, so save, overwrite. This is something that I've showed before. This is the crop plane hack to fix the orientation. So I just started the crop plane and I'm going to now reorient the bike. So instead of adjusting the virtual camera's position, what this just did in crop mode is it moves the model around. So if I overwrite this and load it again, boom, there's my bike. Let's go ahead and share it on Sketchfab. Whoops, gotta authenticate. Good thing I'm already authenticated. Open Scandy Pro. My Schwinn. Done. We found a thing with Sketchfab, it's better to publish as a draft, or at least if you use a free account, to publish it as a draft and then go into your Sketchfab account once it finishes processing, make it downloadable, and then you can make sure that you can keep uploading files. All right, cool. So we're gonna throw this onto the MacBook now and keep the workflow going. Anywho, I aired a file over to Rhino or over to my Mac, and now I'm loading up this Rhino project that I did over the weekend. So you can see here, I did my scan in multiple parts the first time, because I was just checking to see that the hub would fit correctly. Let's put this into rendered mode, and we'll do perspective. Okay, so here be the hub. Ooh, shiny. So this is an easy V2, and I just wanted to make sure that, would you please get out of the way? Do not disturb. I'm in the middle of something, can't you see? So here's the hub, which was the first thing I checked, just that it would, fit between the wheels, which is why my hand was sitting there grabbing that section to make sure that it was selected well. I have since moved things about a little bit, so let's go ahead and shift. Turn off automatic checking. We're cool. We're not in that mode right now, Rhino, don't worry. All right, so don't tell Lyle that I'm using Rhino again. So there it is. That fits nicely. I was assured enough with this scan process that I went ahead and ordered that hub. I'm going to turn that off because it's a big chunk of this file. So then I did part 2, where I took a scan of the bike, and let's make this selectable. I just aligned them so that they both fit into, like, align with each other pretty well. I mean, I'm not trying to make any serious design considerations off of this. I'm looking for, like, gesture sketch. Does this thing fit? Do these things align? So millimeter precision is not my my concern at this point. So then I did a third scan of the wheel. You can see that actually lined up really nicely. So looking at this from front to back, ZSA is a Rhino shortcut for zoom selected all in all the viewports. Cool. So this was the bike scan that I did over the weekend, and now I'm going to create a new sublayer. Whole thing. We're going to set that sublayer, and then I'm going to import from my downloads, complete bike. My model was in meters, as you recall from me exporting. I'm importing it into millimeters. And you're like, Cole, where is the bike? It's not there. Yeah, it's because it always comes on the default layer. I don't know why. Move object to this layer. Okie dokie. So I'm going to go ahead and lock these other layers so I don't interfere with them. It's just a good idea to hide and lock layers that you're not using. You don't have to lock them if they're hidden, Cole. All right, so we're trying to line this up with the rest of the bike, so let's turn it up. Turn it over. Scoochy scooty. And now the fun part of doing these little fine alignments. I'm joking, it's not fun. It's infuriating. It's not infuriating. Part of the process. All right. That looks fine. Let's adjust. It's a lot to move. Let's do it more quickly. And okay, so these are not quite square with each other yet, but we're getting close. I'm sure there are better ways to do this if you know of a workflow that you like that gets you your stuff aligned zip zap zoom, then tell me, drop it in the comments. And I would love to know a better way to do anything. All right, so I'm in Rhino now and I can clean this a different way. So I'm gonna go say mesh plane and just drop a mesh plane in right there. And it is too big. All I need to do is slice this at the point of contact. Oops, nope. Let's do this in a constrained viewport. Cool. So I can do mesh split, split it with that. Boom, boom. Oops. Nope. Thank goodness for Command-E. Neat way to do this is select everything on the layer and then Command click. And then you'll know that you deleted anything that was hanging out there. Turn this back to okay. Mesh split. Boing, boing. Select objects and layer. Cool. Dig it. Hooray. So let's turn off. Neat. So it's a little bit easier for me to see how I'm not aligned now that I have less of this on. Right. That's pretty spot on. And cool. I dig it. Now, here's what the fun part I was doing with evaluating my different battery options. So I modeled out several different battery options. This was the seat battery. I really want to use this triangle battery from EM3EV because I just thought it would be super slick to have the triangle just in my frame right there, but it's not. It doesn't fit. It's too wide for the frame. So instead of it looking really slick, it would look kind of bulbousy. So decided no. Despite wanting it, it didn't make sense. So I looked at the shark. I tried to put the shark on my post my main post, but same kind of issue. I just really don't like how chunky that makes the middle of the bike. So I ended up looking at these rack battery options and decided this was going to be my best option because they're pretty affordable and I need a rack on my bike anyways. If I'm using this as my main driver, I don't want to be carrying my backpack all the time, so I need that cover, and then obviously we'll need to get a tail fin on it to keep from splashing all the time because I live in New Orleans and it rains every day. So I thought about putting a shark back there and building the rack myself or taking one of the other EM3V batteries, but I decided in a matter of efficiency and kind of ship it good, let's just get a rack that's built this way, and I'll probably end up re-engineering it at some point, but to give myself an idea of how it's going to look, it should look about like this once it all comes together. All right, so that's about what we'll be looking at once this all comes in. And I will post some videos and photos of this once I get the rest of it in. But this was using Scandy Pro and Rhino CAD to sketch out an e-bike. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe and leave some comments, and we can do some more stuff like this. Thank you for watching.